Comedy FC, here we go, here we go. Comedy FC. Therapy Army, where are ya? How we doing? How we feeling? Matic did play well today, but at times he's playing with a Simmer frame, mate. Simmer frame FC. You have to laugh. You have to cry. Oh, God. Oh, God. Big up to everyone. Yeah, mate. I told you guys to save yourselves. I told you guys to save yourself, don't worry. Top 4 was done 4 months ago. Almost 5 months ago, I said, we're not finishing top 4. Yeah. You can't blame individual players. 10 years in the... It's been coming for the past 10 years, 6 years, 4 years. It's been coming, people. That's what we are, mate. Comedy FC. Laughable, I swear to God, is laughable. We can't finish our dinner, mate. We create chances. We create chances. Listen, don't feel sorry for Saeed. I was making him laugh outside the stadium. He's got family. He's got family visiting, so he's chilling tonight. He wants to forget about the result. He wants to chill. Yo, big up saying me assy, man. Listen, if Arsenal finish, whoever finishes top 4 will deserve it. So we're not even in that anyway. So we need to just stop getting giddy. To me, we want to talk about the apathy of this football club. Can any of you answer me? I'm going to pose a question to you. I'll ask you. When was the last time that Manchester United had a balanced squad? That you looked at the team and thought, you know what? Balanced. We look balanced today. When was the last time? When was the last time that happened? Exactly. And people who try to divorce the football structure from what you see on the football pitch, to me, who want to play mental gymnastics with themselves. I'm not here for that. Nah, I'm not interested. You know what? Big up Kelly's from Middle Lassie, but Ralph, you can waffle. You kept the wrong guy, Cavani, who doesn't want to play, who wanted to go, and now he's taking the piss out of Man United, collecting his money, and you've let Martial go, mate. And you let Donny go. Today, Martial coming on instead of Rashford and Shaw in that game might have made a difference. Could have made a difference. But we're never going to know, are we? We're never going to be. Big up Stepman Baines. I felt sorry for him. He travelled. I feel sorry for all the people who have to travel. It took me 10 minutes to get there, and I put on Speedy Gonzalez on the bike, mate. I was like that. Tour de France to get there. But honestly, people, it was jokes. I swear to God, it's jokes. Of course we can't score, man. We can't. And Ronaldo today looked like 57. Forget 37. He looked 67. Ronaldo looked like the fans that were sitting there watching the game, mate. The average age is about 67 at United. Average age of United fan base, 67. And the longer they sit there and just be apathetic, this is going to carry on. Strap in. Strap in, people. Strap in. Because before you know it, it's another decade of this. Strap in, mate. Strap in. Bruno Lars. Listen, I've decided now. There's not one manager. There's not one player. None of them are going to fix it. It's a football structure that can fix it. That can hire the right people. Put the right people in the right places. Not one person. We always want a savior. Manchester United, we needed a striker. Nah. Savior. Savior FC, mate. That's what we are. Honestly. Change Manchester United Football Club name to Savior Man United. We need a Savior FC, mate. That's what we are. Listen, if you're new around here, smash a like on the video. Because, honestly, I have to laugh. It's only because me and my neighbours, I'm just laughing, just how terrible it is. My neighbour is a big United fan. And he sees me walking up the stairs. And I see the two rascals by the door. They're looking at me like that. Two cats are looking at me like, We don't want to know. And we know your shit. We don't want to know. Just where's our food? It's unbelievable, mate. It's unbelievable. Some of the crosses we put in today. Oh my God, like P-rollers. And let's talk about it. It's good to see. I like to see footballers because they go, oh, you can't mix football and politics. So I like to see people taking a stand against any war, any place. I value every human being in this world. I value every human being. Every life is precious to me. But I just hate the selective, innit? They're so selective. They're so selective. Every football club turned up to some bad boy DJ, mate. Everybody's what? Everybody's turned into a DJ, just being selective. There's wars going on in Yemen. There's a war going on in Ethiopia. But nobody wants to do that. Then nobody wants to come and bring a Ethiopian flag, do they? Nobody wants to do that, do they? Nobody wants to wear the Yemeni flag, do they? Selective, mate. That's why I don't like the hypocrisy. The selective outrage, anti-war outrage, does my head in. But I just want, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy when there's another war in a different part of the world. You don't want to do that though, do you? Because you're like, ooh, keep politics and football out of it. Keep it out, keep it out. Behave yourselves, people. But anyway, let's get down to the match. First half, I thought we started off all right. We've had a couple of chances. Ronaldo should have scored. I mean, come on. It hit the post. It come out in a weird angle. It hit the post. Elanga in the second half. And it was a bit between here and there. But we had the chances. We just didn't take them. And the longer it stays 0-0 against this team, teams like this, that easier it is psychologically more to hold on. The more they get mentally tougher and stronger and more togetherness. So you needed an early goal. Early goal, mate. Early goal. But let's talk about it. Big up Irfan. Stronger and more
wait a second. So let me switch to... One second.
Early goal. Talk about it. Let's talk about it, Irfan. Oh, God. 6 more points. Look back there. There are 3 months we've given away that many chances and many points and withdrawals. We are, mate. We are. We are, Ralph. This is who we are. Yes, sir. If you try to come back on or what's going on?
Wait a second.
We are, mate. We are. Big up to my brother, man. Big up to every one of you, man. Big up, Leave. Big up to Leave. Genie in the bottle, is that you? My thoughts also during the game, Laughable FC. Of course, man. Laughable ain't the word, mate. Deadwood. We are special, Deadwood, mate. Our job as a coach to help the team and create enough chances. Listen, spilt milk. Now we're crying over spilt milk. But I'm telling you, Manchester United do not have a balanced squad. They've not had a balanced squad in the last 10 years. In 10 years, Manchester United have not had a balanced squad. And when people go, you can't blame those chances missed. Well, that's where you have substitutions to go and make impact. And then you throw the baby with a bathwater. You camp them in their area. We didn't do that. It was ponderous. I was there. The same football we've been playing for the past 6 years. Pass the ball, control it, look down, then pass it again. What do you do against teams that do low block? You shift the ball quickly. What does that do? It unbalances their organization. Get the ball out wide, get in behind. How many times have we done that in 90 minutes? We've had chances. How many chances did we have? 2 or 3 clear chances. That happens in a game. City create that. Liverpool create that. But they go and create more. They create more and more. Irfan, I got to talk to you, man. Big up Leaf, by the way. Genie in the bottle, is that you? My thoughts also during the game. Of course it is. Laughable FC is not the word, bro. That's what it is. But Irfan, can I just ask you a question? People like me and you value every human being's life, yeah? We value every life because every life is precious. Everybody's got family. Everybody's got loved ones. Everybody comes from a community or a certain location in this world. But this collective kind of where the days that they're going to say football and politics don't mix are gone. They are absolutely gone. There's a war going on. There's a war and almost kind of a famine going on in Ethiopia. There's a massive war that's been going on for the past almost decade, almost 8 to 9 years now, I reckon, in Yemen. Where does this selective grieving come from? This selective. That don't mean I don't wish peace on Ukraine. Do I want anybody, Putin or any tyrant, to go and invade another country and to bomb people? No way. But the selective grieving. And also, I want to talk to you about the white supremacist language. We can't have war in Europe. Why? But it's all right for the rest of the world to have wars. Where do you stand on these points, Irfan?
Facebook post, yeah?
Say that again?
You saw my Facebook post, yeah?
Talk to me. Explain it to the people.
Let me explain, right? We'll just do a couple of minutes on politics and then we'll talk about Man United. Is that okay, yeah? Cool. So look, this particular issue is very, very difficult in many ways because, for example, if you say one thing against the fact that, wait a second, you're putting this 24/7 energy into the fact that a country on the outskirts of Russia is being invaded by the Goliath that Russia is, and that's not allowed. That's not possible without any context to why he's doing it and what's going on. Yeah, and
but listen, no context gives somebody invading another country. We're always against that.
No, I disagree.
I disagree. Listen, I do not want anybody invading anybody else. That to me, as a human rights person, I never want anybody ever defending anybody.
Of course, Nuruddin. But wait,
anybody invading anybody.
There's a huge but. The minute you say but, the world's looking at you. The world's looking at me for saying but. Wait a second, because most people, when it comes to issues, they are all heart and very little head. We're human beings. We're heart before our head. Now look, me. This, you know, me and you are crazy about politics. We follow world politics, everything. Venezuela, South Africa, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Israel. We follow every single one because we want to know. We don't want to be ignorant idiots or be what Noam Chomsky calls the bewildered herd. We don't want to be that herd. So we follow everything, okay? So people like me and you, we'll say a but at the moment because wait a second. America bombed Somalia yesterday. Nobody gave a shit. 14 years bombing Somalia. 10 years, like you said, in Yemen. Yemen is at the point of starvation. Like you saw those pictures in the 80s of Africa where malnutrition, where the kids, there was no flesh on the body. All you could see was bones, yeah? Yemen is like that. Yemen's got so many issues related to poverty, yeah? Right? And Saudi Arabia is destroying it with British bombs. Who the fuck gives any shit about them? Who does? Who are any of these people that are kicking off today about you?
I'm not worthy victims, Irfan.
Because imperialism has a skin color. It has a hierarchy of existence. The minute you're white, yeah, I don't give a shit what people think. The minute you're white and European, yeah, your life is worth 10 times the life of any black person or anybody else. Fact, okay, whether you like it or not, right? This whole issue, I have been following it on every single level on Twitter. And what's fascinating about it is you've got the left, right, all the way to the right. Now the right is full gung-ho, BBC all day long, propaganda all day long. Then you have the center right, which is obviously falling into line. Then you have the center, which falls in line. Then you have the center left, which is going, oh, wait a second, we're anti-imperialists. This shouldn't happen. Nobody should die, etc. But then you've got the other left, the socialist left, and people say the far left who's saying, wait a second, nobody wants anybody to die, but wait a second, there's an elephant in the room you've got to discuss. And that's American genocide, which has gone on for God knows how long. They've destroyed so many lands, like the British Empire did, installed puppet. I mean, Ukraine had a guy in before this current guy came in. He was a friend of Russia. The American people, the American government organized a coup and kicked him out and got a guy that's friendly towards them in. Now, I could give you a whole history lesson on Ukraine.
Guys, the quicker we get to 5,000, the easier for us to be able to talk about that.
All I'm saying is, in any kind of state where you're not allowed to question what's going on, if you follow the line everyone else is taking, that is a totalitarian state. And get that into your head. We are not living in a totalitarian state. So it's your job.
If you're NATO,
we're not. It's your job to learn what's going on and to get past the bullshit, whether you like it or not. It's your job, right?
All I wanted to do, research NATO,
Yeah.
and reach an industrial military complex, and you'll understand why.
This is. Let me just say quickly. Last point on this. The reason that this is going on is because Russia doesn't want. Russia's been left out in the cold for the rest of Europe, business-wise, economy-wise, since they annexed Crimea, since they took a part of Crimea, which is very Russian, which wants to be part of Russia as well. Okay, and what's happened is Putin is now playing a game where he said, okay, if you're going to mess with me, I'm going to make sure I mess with you because I need the economy back. I need the strength back in my economy. And it's only for wars are only about resources. They'll give you every other reason under the sun of why they are, but it's always about resources. And this is about resources.
An interest, yeah, an interest.
I can give you the whole breakdown if you want, but it's too long to go into. So
listen,
listen,
Irfan, talk to me. Did you watch the game?
Of course I watched the game. Of course I watched the game. Now, I asked a few. Let me just say the positives first, right?
There
were some positives. There were.
Okay.
It's the first time I've seen United looking fluid to a degree, like they're on the front foot the whole game.
In the first half. In the first half.
Okay, yeah, we tied in the second half. We were tied, right? Let's be honest, yeah. We tied in the second half, but right, the problem is that the lack of quality and guile in the final third is just not there. It is just not there, right? You could say we're unlucky, we missed those chances, Now, would a Pete Ronaldo have scored those chances? Would he? Would a Pete Ronaldo have scored those chances? I think he would have. I don't want to like piss off the fan base, but Ronaldo, if he was sharper, might have got to those chances a bit earlier, a bit different. He's 35 years old. He's not 25. Bruno,
and today at times he looked like 35. He did look like he's
he did look like 35 today. So look, the problem is that we although we take a few steps forward, we always taking 2 steps back. Now I don't know Ralph. The only thing I could criticize Ralph for today was maybe bringing Sancho on earlier. That was the only thing I could have said. Maybe bringing him on earlier.
Change at half-time.
Change at half-time. Yeah, I do think that was quite important to do. But at the end of the day, we had so much quality ball, but we're making the wrong decisions while we're throwing aimless crosses into the box. We're basically hitting and hope because we could not beat their low block, and they defended really well. You cannot deny that. I mean, how many shots on goal did we have? How many shots? Was it 23, 24? How many shots?
It means nothing. Some of them were just pathetic shots. They were not real shots, Irfan.
Okay, but look,
1 or 2 or 3 chances in the whole game. 4 clear-cut chances. We didn't take them. But to me, it's about a balanced squad. When you've got
that's what revealed. That's what revealed today. That's what we revealed today. That we are still 3-4 players off, whether we like it or not. We are.
Irfan, we're more than that. We need to have a massive clear out. We need to get fit, young players, people that are decisive. We need teams that can hem teams in. Today, defense looked very good. We were not troubled defense.
Well, can I just say that was my first positive, the fact that he actually picked the right defense. We put the Joker on the Maguire on the bench, and with Varane and Lindelof, way better, way more solid. But having said that, like I said, I know this was a deeply frustrating game for the fans. It was frustrating for me, frustrating for everyone. But this is where we are. And like I said, we've probably thrown away a chance of 4th again. We're going to hoping on.
Come on, 5 months ago I told you.
Yeah, but we're still fighting for it. We're still trying, aren't we? Now I think
5 months ago I told you.
It's a long shot now, Nuruddin. But
5 months ago I told everybody. You therapy. I mean, I was telling you 5 months ago. We're not that team anymore, mate. We're not. Forget it. And even if you get top 4, are we going to be? Is this team, or is this going to look like a team that can go and do anything in the Champions League? No, it's not. At the end of the day, we created chances, but we missed them. But we didn't create enough. In the second half, we didn't bang the door down enough, Irfan. We didn't.
No, we didn't. You've got to bombard him. But the thing is, I still think
the slowness of the football in the second half when you're at the ground is unbelievable. In 6 years, nothing has changed. Pass the ball, stop it, look up, pass. How ponderous can you get?
Yeah, no, but that's how we play. Because, like I said, look, Nuruddin, when I asked a couple of friends, text them. So, where do you think we were weak today? And like I said, when I take away the football, say for example, it's just you put 11 athletes against 11 athletes. When I look at what I call the athlete comparison, we're not a particularly athletic team. Look at the way they defended against us, and because, like I said, We pass the ball out. The guy stops and looks up and, well, what do I do next? It's not natural, is it? Like you said, it's always a stop and think, what do I do next? And that's what I'm saying. The flow isn't there. The fluidity is not there in this team. You know,
we can't just rely on one person to score. Ronaldo missed it today. He wasn't his best game. Everybody can clearly see that. He looked lethargic. He looked really tired. He looked really leggy. He looked fatigued. So I'm sorry to say, guys, for me, this is where it linked to the football structure. We have an unbalanced football team. Yep. We don't have any options to play up front of the pitch because we've got a guy that the club begged, that Ralph begged to stay, and the guy wanted to leave Man United. He didn't want to be here anymore. But he decides when he plays. I'm sorry to say. Listen, the quicker you get to 5,000, yeah? Big up Irfan, you're getting love here, right? The quicker you get to 5,000, the quicker you get analysis of breakdown or what's going on in this world. Honestly, look up. The only thing I'm going to say to you is that look up the worthy and the unworthy victims. That's all you need to do. It's from a famous book called Manufacturing Consent. It's written by Noam Chomsky. And another writer, I forgot the other writer's name.
Let me just explain. So we go back to the politics for a minute. Noam Chomsky has called out all types of wars and imperialism for the last 60 plus years. Okay. But you never see this guy on TV ever because none of the mainstream want to hear what this guy's views are because he calls them all out for the hypocrites that they are. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
All of this is pure propaganda. So it was fascinating to go to the game and to see peace and everybody draped the Ukrainian flag. I'm like, okay.
Is that what you saw today?
Let's go, Everton today. Everton, United today. Both teams got on the pitch with a peace sign, anti-nuclear, against nuclear. I'm all for that, but keep the same energy. And then everybody's quoting international law on television. What's going on in Palestine? 60-year occupation. They get bombed every couple of years. The kids get murdered, slaughtered. But they're not worthy victims, Irfan. They're not worthy victims. They have the wrong colour skin. They have the wrong fucking colour skin. And they're different religions.
In Palestine, 6-year-old kids are arrested. They're traumatized from 6 years old. If the world knew what happened in that country, that's what I'm saying, they'd be astounded. But the problem is a lot of society doesn't want to look at that. They don't want to look at it because at the end of the day, all these people going, let's have lots of peace. Most of them are full of shit. And this is what pisses me off. You know, you showing how pathetic and narrow-minded and ignorant you are to the world's issues when you just suddenly jump on some issues or let's have peace. You don't give a shit about peace. You are what Chomsky calls, you are the bewildered herd. You're a herd of people who are switched off from reality of other people's lives.
Brainwash. Listen, at the end of the day, people are going to ask, where do we go from here for Man United? We've got 8 days to prepare now for Man City. So it's going to give them a couple of days off. And I think we're going to get a slap next week. Because Martial was the center to all our victories. It was essential to the victories away at Man City because he was holding up the ball, the pace. They were terrified of him. And I think we're going to get a slapping at home next week. I'll be shocked if we win the game. But I told you guys, Therapy Army, thank God. Oh, fuck. Somebody says, Moss says, fuck politics. Well, you tell them to the football then. Yeah. You tell them then, yeah? No. You tell them then. Listen, at the end of the day, it's simple. Man United are bottle jobs, and we are bottle jobs from top to bottom. Fish always rots from the head. Today we can say, oh, how can the Glazers have done that? No, it's a lack of balance in the squad, mate. Lack of decision-making in the squad. We have unbalanced football team. Matic, as good as he looked today, he doesn't shift the ball quick enough. But he's better than McFred.
Oh, he's much better. Come on, don't be too harsh.
Better than McFred, but Irfan, he's on the single frame. He's on the single frame. If Man United were a serious football team, Matic won't be there now. He won't be there, Irfan.
I know. No, of course. Listen, everybody knows we need a complete overhaul in the midfield straight away. That's our weakest point. But Matic had a good game today. He had a good game. It's not his fault that he's still in the team. He's old. That's nothing to do with him. That's on the management. That's on the club. If I look at them, right, I'm quite positive in some ways. I know it was a 0-0, but I actually thought we actually looked like a football team today to a degree. I know we were slack in the final third, but the rest of it I was quite happy with. I think most of the fans were.
Yeah, that's how it is. Listen, big
Wait,
up
wait,
Tom.
have you heard this, Nuruddin? Stephen's asking if we read Slavoj Zizek. We were on Slavoj Zizek the gate when nobody knew this guy was. We used to check. The guy used to be always on a program.
Tom, where are you? Come back, Tom.
Come on, Tom. Come back. Otherwise, me and him are going to go to politics. It's going to be a politics show.
Yeah. Big up. Facts. Why there's no much fixation on what they bombed in Somalia yesterday? No one's talking about it. Of course, it's selective grief, mate.
But wait a second. Can I just caveat everything? Yeah. Don't you think we don't think what they're doing by invading another country is wrong? We all know that is wrong. Let's just get this right.
Of course it is.
There's a but, and you need the but. If you're sensible and level-headed in life, there's always a but. You have to understand the rest of history, what's going on at the moment. That's all we're saying. Okay?
Tom, welcome, lad. Welcome. Come on, DFC. Come on, Tom, join me. There we go. Who are we? Shit are we? Who are we? Shit are we? Who are we? Shit are we?
Oh, we're back to drawing again, guys.
Talk to me.
We can't win anymore.
Talk to me, Tom.
Right. Well, we have the decline where we lose games. Now we're drawing.
Yeah.
Then we can't score in games now, and it comes 0-0.
Exactly.
We like I say, we can sit here and say all we want. It's either one week we get an absolutely terrible performance, but we'll get the result, or we'll perform, to our best of our abilities, like we saw today, where Irfan said it himself. We played like a team.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we didn't get the result. And I don't want to hear any excuses around the manager, because what can Ralph do today, really? He gave the players the game plan. They just didn't implement. They implemented it to a degree. They just didn't finish off the game plan. At the end of the day, he gave them the tools of what to do in the game. And the one word that he used when he came into the football club was control. We control that game today. We could. Well, I'm not going to say as a team we controlled it. One player controlled that today, if anybody watched, and that was Matic. Yeah. Matic was a similar way of how Kondogbia did midweek.
Yeah.
He dictated, he pulled the strings for the other players in exactly a similar way of how he did that for us. Yeah. But this is what I've said. I've said it many a time. If we had Matic of 5-6 years ago when he were winning league titles, when he had more legs, we'd have more success really in utilising.
Get more legs in here. We need some more legs in there.
Oh, I don't. I'm not up for this tonight. I'm not up for this. But listen, we've said it all we need to say. Half of this squad's off in the summer. The manager's not going to be in the same position. Some of these players aren't going to be here anyway. I think when you look at it, we've played the best game that we could really today, and it's still not paid off.
The second half was shit, Tom.
And let's be fair here in saying it. The team that we chose, bar possibly Rashford instead of Sancho, I think that would have been the only difference I would have made.
No, you mean Elanga instead of Sancho.
Oh, Elanga then. Yeah. If that's the only decision that you can say is different, but the lad deserved to play from the other night. He was the only one who showed balls, determination away from home.
Yo, big up Alfie. Big up Alfie.
He's fearless. He just plays without a fear. That's what I like about Elanga. Today he was on top form again.
Yeah. This is a similar thing though, Irfan. I take it from when Rashford burst onto the scene for us. He had a proper coach, somebody who worked one-to-one with him. Because in that season, we were going to send Marcus Rashford out on loan to Accrington Stanley, if anybody realised. We were going to they're in League One. They're in League One. We were going to send him on a season-long loan to Accrington Stanley. And then as soon as Louis van Gaal went to the young players, because he had nobody else to use, despite everybody was injured, he found Marcus Rashford. He did some work with him. And then he did this burst onto the scene. He had that brilliant season. Kind of similar to what Ragnic's done with Elanga. Elanga was on the way out on loan in January. Ralph comes in November, completely does a U-turn with a player, and you get the performances that we get. But listen, we've already said it all before, guys. We've said it, in November. We ripped the season off. Yeah. We couldn't get the manager we wanted when we sacked him.
We didn't want to pay for him. Different.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Really. We didn't want to pay for him because we have to pay a premium for any player that we buy. There's always a premium price that comes when the Man United price tag's there.
Exactly.
Same with managers, same with directors, anybody. We ripped the season off, guys. Anybody, there's no two ways about it. There's no beating around the bush. Anybody. Top 4 was never on. We all knew that in November because we blew it out of the water anyway. Spurs had the games in hand. They've blown their chances. It's Arsenal's to lose at the end of the day. We've all basically given up on top 4 when we get the interim, because an interim for 6 months isn't giving the players the mentality to think, oh, right, well, what do we have to play for this season, lads? And that's the worrying thing. When we've got absolutely nothing to play for, we're not going to win the Champions League. We weren't going to win the FA Cup if we advanced against Middlesbrough.
Tom, you're supposed to be positive, lad.
What is it? Yeah, but this is the thing. What's there to be positive about?
We're going to win the Champions League. Come on, as we have
But Tom, don't you think? Let me ask you, Tom. Don't you think the biggest frustration is when you watch United, you just really don't know what you're going to get. You just never know what you're going to get.
This is the thing, here, Frank. You just don't know. Wait, when you watch.
I know what I'm going to get. We're going to get.
No, Nuruddin, come on. You didn't predict 0-0 today. You didn't predict 0-0.
I said, ask him. Yes, ask Tom. I said Roy Hodgson has been there and got results before.
Yeah, to be fair to him, he did say.
Crystal Palace.
Listen, it don't matter. Roy Hodgson knows me. I said an early goal, or else is see you later. And we don't get an early goal. Goodbye, good night, Vienna. And that happened to us. Let me say something to you now, guys. I'm asking you and Tom. Tom, do you remember the last time Manchester United had a balanced squad?
No.
2008?
Yeah, something like that. When we last won the CL or something like that.
Exactly. That was the last time. It's not rocket science, guys. It's not rocket science. Quality, balanced football team makes challenges, gives you an opportunity to go and fight for trophies. At the moment, we're not. And the apathy in that stadium is hilarious. Hilarious. Deadwood FC. That's what we are. I swear to God, we are that. But where do we go from here, guys? Where do we go from here? Is there any chance we've got against City?
All right, Nerdy. Let me ask you a question, right? Much as it's always negative, got our crazy team that we support,
Well, listen, I'm going to give you the stats. Let me just give you the stats first, yeah? We've had 67% possession. That don't mean nothing.
Means no.
Shots. Guess how many we've had on target?
2.
We have 22 shots. How many did we have on target?
3. Yeah. 2 or 3. 3.
Yeah, they had 10 shots. How many did they have on target?
3.
1.
2.
2.
Yo, people.
I said that the quality and the guile was lacking in the final third. It was.
You're kidding me. Are you kidding? And they came to defend. I have never seen Sarr work that much hard in his life.
And they did defend her, didn't they? Really defended for their lives. They did.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's that you don't put the ball in the net.
But just on that point alone, I said to you before, if you just take away the footballing part of it and look at 11 athletes versus 11 athletes, we are very average athletes.
Of course we are,
and they show it. We have
no energy.
They can keep going.
Where does the energy come from in our team? Where does the intensity fighting for second ball? Where does that come from?
The Red Bull. That's where it comes from, Nuruddin. The Red Bull, the energy bars. It don't come from any fitness or anything. You don't have fitness coaches.
You said it before. We tried 20 minutes of the high press, and then he gave up. Then he put the white flag. Said, "I tried it for 20 minutes. It's not working." Remember against Crystal Palace? You said it yourself. Yeah.
But the funny thing is, Irfan, it was working.
Free Mali, by the way, Free Mali as well. Free Mali, man.
Yeah.
That's another one. That's another one in Africa. We could go on and on about.
What do the French do? The French.
Yeah. But what I'm saying though, look, you said that the bottom line.
Tom, 1 minute. Tom, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
The rule, you can't mix football with politics, is gone now. Yeah. So I expect Premier League teams to be, next time the war happens, I expect everybody to come out with the flags of that country and saying no to war and that. All right? Are you up for that?
Yeah. I'm agreeing with that. Yeah. Listen. Most journalists that I speak to, I'm in contact with, would say the same thing. Even when they portray it in the media and stuff, people try and hype it up to something that it's not. You
But
can, no. If you've got a set of eyes, you can see what's going on in the world. At the end of the day, there's no need to bend around things and stuff. Listen, there's a crisis that's going on,
Mm.
and nobody needs to be blamed for it or anything. Everybody knows who's at fault in the world for what's
And you know
going
what?
on.
No,
And
but
you know
Tom,
what?
they don't. But they
Listen,
don't.
all
Tom.
we want-
That's the thing. They don't, Tom.
And all we want is peace, love,
Solidarity.
harmony, human
No,
beings.
we've never had peace. We've never. What are you talking about? We've never had peace. The history of Europe is built on violence and savagery. That's the history of Europe.
Irfan,
History of the
listen,
world.
Irfan, stop
Oh
right there.
wow! Wow! How scabby is that?
Telling
Oh,
you,
Irfan,
course
stop
it
right there. Stop
these
right
are
Oh
Chomsky's
my!
words, not mine. They're Chomsky's.
Stop right there. Stop right there, Irfan.
City's winning, by the way, guys.
Listen, you get an interesting conversation. Quicker we get to 5,000, the better. But Tom, where do we go from here? Do you give us any hope next week in the derby?
Absolutely no.
Why not?
No way in a million years.
The rascal cat is climbing
They
the
have
wall.
played. Listen. I've watched this full Everton game. City have played in what second gear? They've not. I don't. For the entire journey. I know they've just scored now. They played in second gear. They could have easily pinged the ball around Everton's high line and win the game 3 or 4-0. Man United, we know what we're going to expect with this team. It's going to be a bit rough. We'll play some high energy players like the likes of McTominay, your Wan-Bissakas and stuff. They'll put in a tackle, and it's as if they're the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody will hype up around them, and this is the problem. I don't really care about the Manchester derby
Tom,
anymore.
wait a second, but Tom, was there not one positive you saw today? Not one. Wasn't
Yeah, there was a positive from the performance. I can understand that.
I'm
But-
quite happy with the performance. Actually, I know it was. Super
Yeah, I am. I'm happy with the performance.
You actually picked the right team. The
Yeah.
only thing mistake I made is I would have put Sancho on a bit earlier. I would have
Yeah.
earlier. That's the only thing
I just don't understand with this team because it's either we get the result but play absolutely rubbish, or we'll play out of this world, as if we a new team like you said, Irfan, as if we're playing like a team, not individuals. We're playing together, and even when we play together, there's no end result at the end of the day. And this is what I mean by this squad, though, is half this squad's leaving anyway. We're getting a new manager. We're doing all these things behind the scenes to try and, restructure and everything, whatever word people want to use.
Aaron Fletcher and John Murtagh.
Yeah, mate. Then they're going to get the string for Paul Mitchell out. Yeah, and then they want to hire all these other people below them. Or I want a deputy director of football.
Well,
where do you see that happen?
Tom, can I
Matt Judge is still in charge of negotiating transfers. A banker from Bristol.
Can I just say, because something that Tom just said there, he said we're getting a new manager. I'm sorry, but I don't believe anything. I know we're meant to be getting a new manager, but I don't believe until I see him. I don't believe it with this club. I don't believe a damn thing whether Ten Hag's going to come or Pochettino's come. I do not believe it because I've got a sneaky feeling Ralph will still be here next year. I've got a sneaky feeling. Honestly,
to be fair, Irfan, let's put it like this: Ten Hag, why is he going to come from a well-structured club?
I don't. Why would he?
I don't think he would.
Yeah.
What does he want to come to this shit show for? Apologies for language, but what does he want to come here for?
You said we're getting a new manager.
Listen, it's Saviour FC, it. We're all waiting for Harry Potter. We want to be in a Harry Potter.
Yeah, it'd be Graham Potter in the end. We'll do a Spurs. We got to 5 managers. They all turn us down, and then we end up with the scraps.
But then, even then, Tom, even if we do get a good manager, say we get a proper manager, we've still got a shit squad. What are we going to do about that?
This is the problem, though, Irfan. This is why I don't go down this road of let's get a manager. I want an elite coach. I want somebody who's going to coach players, drill them. In a way, yeah, be the the general on the training ground and be the figurehead on the field. Somebody who's going to motivate the fans, get the crowd up for the game. Involvement. You want somebody who's going to do that. But trying to find that in the modern game nowadays, it's nigh on impossible. But this is the reason why at any top football club where you have a proper footballing structure, these sort of things are set in stone 5-6 years ago. When Pep leaves City, for example, they already know who the next manager is that they want. I don't even need to say it on here. Everybody knows who that's probably going to be. That'll be Ten Hag.
Yeah.
It's like with Man United, when we got rid of Mourinho, the first name, before anybody says on social, the first person Man United clicked their fingers for was Mauricio Pochettino. but he was in the Spurs job, so we couldn't get him. If he was available, he would have been the first option that they were rung. They wouldn't have rung Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They rung Mauricio Pochettino. And we go around this whole circle. Chelsea, did you really think Tuchel was their main priority at the time? No, but he was available, he was out there, and he was an elite coach. He wasn't this figurehead, this manager who's got all the accolades and the trophies, but he was a coach
Tom,
at the highest degree and level.
Tom, if they finish third, do you think Chelsea will sack him?
No. Because it depends. I think if he wins the Carabao Cup anyway, I don't understand why they would sack him though. He's done wonders with that squad, developed them and stuff.
Success, they're ruthless when it comes to sex. Think what happened to Ancelotti. What was the guy called who won in the European Cup and he didn't last long? What was he called?
Di Matteo.
I'm just saying they've got a history of being a results-driven, fanatical winning machine. We don't have that.
Yeah.
I've got, it wouldn't be irrational for me to say they might sack Tuchel at the end of this year. It wouldn't be irrational. It wouldn't go against.
It wouldn't be irrational. But this is where we look at it. Where if we get somebody like, I don't know, I'm saying this hypothetically. You're getting Simeone, you're getting a Conte figure. Listen, they will do some success with the players and the playing squad. They will instill something in the team, but it won't last for long. They are short-term options. That's why when people were, hustling for Conte when he was available and that, why? He'd have been here till the end of the season, and all these problems that he's having at Spurs and that, where he has these big meltdowns and stuff, it'd have been happening here.
His toys out
like this game today, for example, would have been the prime example. He would have been out in the media, and he'd have had the media pouring into his hand. I need to discuss my future, and I need to think about my career, this, that, the other. I'm in the prime years of my career. And this is why we're saying all this. Like we say, half this squad's going. We ripped the season off with an interim. Far too many things are going against us getting into the top four than going for us. We're not consistent. The players, I don't even know what's going on at the moment because we can't. Nobody can fault the defence today. Defence was solid. That's the ironic thing. We dropped Maguire.
Although they had chances to at least hit the target or maybe score. They had chances, because we were pushing forward so much. We were leaving gaps at the back. And, a fit team like them came at us with Sarr and a few other people. They came at us. I was a bit worried they were going to win at some points in the game.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, Arfan. What was the one thing that we all agreed on when we brought in Ralph in November? The most important person on his team, not Darren Fletcher, not his assistant coach, not his technical, an analyst or anything. It was the fitness coach. And who did we employ to do that job? Nobody.
No.
Well, people are saying it's Darren Fletcher. It molds around in everything.
Yeah.
He's got no fitness qualification at all. What? Running around in midfield for Man United. Is United saviour because he was the next emergence of Roy Keane from the academy. It's a joke. He's an absolute joke. And like we say,
we analyze our own way. You've got your own analysis. Nuridi's got mine. I've got mine. We all see the game differently, but we agree on the whole. Yeah. So because I when I watch these programs, say I watch other people's channels, etc. I'm always thinking, okay, you can rant all day long, you can be depressed in that, but occasionally you do have to offer solutions. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you this. You do.
Bankers out, Glazers out.
I know, Nuruddin. Yeah, that is one solution. That's probably the most important solution. But do you see us having a young coach with this super dynamic, high press team? Is that what the idea? Is that what we're looking for?
That's the future of football. Listen, there's a bit of a breaking news. There's a bit of a breaking news, right? So let's go to it. Big up Khalid Ramadi Lasses. So this is a statement from Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea is owned by an oligarch, Russian oligarch, and they've been getting everybody's piling on saying that Chelsea should be now taking off Ibrahimovic. So here we go, people. Football and politics have all of a sudden become one. There we go, Irfan. Irfan, if you won't mind doing it.
Let's read it. Statement from Chelsea FC, okay? From Klis Ramdin Lessie, by the way. Well, big up, brother. So it says, during my nearly 20-year ownership of Chelsea FC, I have always viewed my role as a custodian of the club. Next part. Whose job it is ensuring that we are successful as we can be today, as well as build for the future, while also playing a positive role in our communities. Next part. Is that it?
It's a big statement.
There we go. I have always taken decisions with the club's interests at heart. I remain committed to these values. That is why today I'm giving trustees of Chelsea's charitable foundation.
There we go.
The stewardship and care of Chelsea FC. I believe that currently they are the best. They are in the best position to look after the interests of the club, players, and staff. There you go. I mean, look at that statement, Nuruddin. Look at that statement. I mean, you got to admit they're running the PR machine very well at Chelsea, and he's not a dummy. This guy, he knows how to play the PR game. I'm going to stand in the back now, pretend I've got nothing to do with the club, but run the club behind the back. You know, like puppets holding. What he's gonna do. But this guy knows what he's doing. Yeah.
What's going on?
He's not going anywhere. Remember, listen, people.
Let me ask Scolesy if he's having it. Scolesy, are you having that? You having that?
Unmoved, Nuruddin. Look, people don't understand that London is a tax haven for the rich. London is full of rich Russian oligarchs who bought the country's wealth at peanuts.
Yes.
And then Gorbachev.
They bought into the UK economy, Irfan. That's what they did.
Oil. They bought companies for 100 million that were worth $500 million up to $1 billion. They bought them 10% of the value, and that's why they can buy flats in Mayfair for £50 million a shot. But who knows this? England loves dirty money. England's got no problem with dirty money. As long as it comes to London and spends its filthy riches in London, London is a tax haven for rich.
There's a book called The Laundrette.
Anyone who knows anything about politics knows that.
There's a book called The Laundrette, and The Laundrette. There's a film called The Laundrette, yeah? Laundrette. London is the laundrette. How to wash dirty money. Even how to wash dirty money from Mexico cartels.
Yeah.
HSBC.
How much did HSBC got fined for laundering dirty money?
They don't get nobody.
They took a how many £1 million fine, knowing that they'd made 150 million, and given the 20 million fine was nothing. Oh, hang on, bloody my internet. 1 second.
Listen, big up. Let's not forget. Forget Palestine. Free Palestine always, every day, and that's why when I got these politicians quoting international law, I'm like, selective international law, Tom. But Tom, listen, Mus says, MUS says, have we got no chance? Of course, it's a football game. We've got a chance.
Oh yeah, listen. We've got a chance against City, but
tiny chance, tinsy wincy chance, man. Come on.
Yeah. Listen.
But
we turn up in the big games, don't we, guys? We always turn up in the big games. But listen, we turned up today, performance-wise, but we didn't get. We got nothing. You get absolutely nothing in football for not being ruthless.
Let me add to it then. Let me say, would you be happy if we won 2-0 today? Would we be happy? Would we be saying these things? What would we be saying?
We would, of course, the result changes it. We played decent, but I'm afraid we don't have a balanced football squad. We can't make relevant changes. We've got players to come on. Rashford is on form. Luke Shaw is not on form. So we've got these, but at the end of the day, it comes down to recruitment. And we've got Cavani.
I don't think Bruno's on form either. I don't think Bruno's on form either.
No, of course, nobody's on form. Nobody's on form, mate. Nobody. There's nobody on form. We're just getting away with. Listen, look at
on form. Anthony Langer's on form. David De Gea is on form.
That's it.
Lindelof's on form.
You can't have that. You can't have 11 players on the pitch, and you can't have 1 or 2. You need 2 to be off form, 8 to be in form. At the end of the day, listen, like Tom said before, we have wrote of this season, but the club propaganda is brainwashing us to continue. Right, that's up. No, we're in that fight. We're not in
I thought we were fighting for the title this year, guys. With Ronaldo, the golden boy comes home and brings the trophies back. We can't make it. We're scrapping around for top 4 now.
This is it, guys. Listen, at the end of the day, we could see. I mean, I don't know. What do you think the biggest chance of the game was today? What was your biggest plus ever? Let's be positive. What was your biggest plus today?
Truthfully, honestly, was the starting 11
for me.
I
think starting 11 as well. Yeah,
starting 11 was I actually looked at the team. I saw the way they were playing, and I thought I haven't seen United play with this energy and sort of like passing sort of ability and sort of fluidity for a while. Even though I could see they were in the run-out scene because they keep attacking the same way, and they always get stuck. They're always thinking about what to do. Or shall I cross it now? Their instinctive play is not football of winners, and that was my problem with it. But my positive was I'm so glad that Harry Maguire wasn't in the team.
Yeah,
I'm so glad he picked that team, and I'm so glad that Scott McTominay's not in the team. I'm so glad. They were my positives. And Elanga did look super sharp. He just hasn't got it. He hasn't got the finishing ability yet. But his spark when he came, his running ability was brilliant. So I got to give him that.
He'll come good at some point. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, winning 1-0. City are winning 1-0. I think Everton lasted long.
He's done 90 minutes now, Nuruddin. It's almost done.
Yeah, he's basically done with
82 minutes, Nuruddin. He scored after 82.
Yeah, it's almost done. Almost done. But anyway, listen, at the end of the day, this is it.
Wait, hang on. Wait a second. Tom, what's your positive? And Nuruddin, what's your positive? Let's hear yours. I've just given you mine.
Like you said, starting 11, I'd agree with that. I'm not going to disable and disengage from that.
For the first time in a long time, first time ever, I'd say with Ralph, I'm happy with the starting 11. First time ever, I'd say.
Yeah, well, nobody had any complaints. I think the big one was Maguire because he's the captain. You know, he's basically undroppable with any other manager that we've ever had.
Underestimate that call. That was a big call, that Nuruddin. You got to give him that. He's got balls.
Yeah, listen, it was a big call, and do you know what? I don't think the defence was bad today. Personally, it is a whole unit. I didn't think Tellers, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, and Varane. I don't think it were bad, to be honest. It was something different, like you say. We had it with Shaw and Maguire midweek. We got played around with them too. Whereas with today, and I know we've had Matic in there today as well, who I'd give big props to, where he dictated the play in the midfield. Kind of an older version of him, but still, you could see signs were there. And he did the job for Fernandes and Pogba to advance up the further the field and try and make the creative sparks. And listen, we used to have it where we couldn't create any chances, guys. Now it's a case of we're creating far too many chances, but we're not putting them away. That's our problem at the moment. And I don't know what it is, if it's lack of confidence or lack of ambition for the season. Because like we've already said, if I meet one of these players, I know what I'd be thinking at this point in the season. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm playing for Man United Football Club, obviously, but we've got nothing to play for. We've finished top 4 every other season. Half of me pals are going in the summer anyway on free transfers. Lingy and all these Cavani and everybody, they're all going. We're getting a new boss. We're getting a new gaffer in with his whole new coaching staff and everything. Then we're going to have this new structure behind the scenes. New players are going to come in. All this. What do we have to play for? As wages. They don't care about playing for the wages. They get paid either way. So,
Mundo, listen, at the end of the day, it's simple. Fish always rots from the head. My positivity today, I thought the way that we started the game, I thought we played with a bit more constructiveness. That goal, Ronaldo scores, we win that game 2-3-0. Ronaldo hits the post, that happens. That's what. But then he's shattered, but we haven't got the changes to make from the bench. We don't have a balanced football squad. At the end of the day, that's what.
We needed Cavani today. No, I think we needed Cavani today. I really do.
He decides when he plays. He decides when he plays. He decides when he plays. That boy Cavani, he decides when he plays. That's what it is, mate. I'm telling you, that's the song. He decides when he plays. We begged him to stay. No, Chelsea are not finished, mate. He's going to be like that. You know what? Ibrahimovic is going to be that baddie with a cat in it, like that's just in the background, innit? It's like me, mate. Come on, Scozy, come on over here. Let me just show the example. Like you've seen in the Bond films. That's what is happening, mate. Sugar Daddy ain't over, mate. He ain't over at all. He ain't over. He ain't over at all.
They're not going to make him get rid of the club. Are you guys crazy? Don't make billionaires do that. Billionaires have too much power.
No chance. No chance.
Wake up, guys. He's not going to leave.
I'm on the stream when I'm done. I'll lock for you.
Oh right, sorry. So we went through positives. I mean, apart from that, I mean, like Rashford still looks off form for me. What do you reckon, Tom? He doesn't look it. He doesn't look it, does he? He's supposed to come on and create an impetus or try and break something. I didn't see anything from him. Sancho still looks good for me. I'm still happy with Sancho. Alanga had a great game. I mean, like I said, I do think we miss Cavani today. I mean, a little cameo from him might have done the job today. We needed everyone to sort of help. To dig in a little bit today, but the luck didn't fall for us today. And like I said, we played worse against the Atletico and we got a draw.
Yeah, hit the like, subscribe if you're new around here. At the end of the day, we couldn't finish our dinner. Couldn't finish our dinner, man. We couldn't.
You asked a question before though. You said whose chances were the biggest ones that missed. I think Elanga's and Bruno's were the best 2 chances in my opinion.
Yeah.
Elanga should have scored, and Bruno was too late. He hesitated. He should have shot earlier, and obviously the distance has got closer to what's he called, Ben, the keeper. What's his name?
Ben Foster.
Yeah, basically because he took too long, he got basically the distance was shortened because he left it too long to shoot. All you had to do was what we always crying for was the Romario toe poke. So he pokes it in the net before the guys had a chance to react. The keeper. But Bruno's not that kind of guy, and Bruno looks off form to me, so he didn't finish it. Anthony left foot, so maybe he should have at least hit the target, but he didn't, But they were the best chances. I don't think Ronaldo's were easier than those two chances.
Yeah, at the end of the day, early goal, we win that game 3-4-0. But I'm a factor to get back that Manchester United for the past decade have been squandering, battling for top form, making it out like top four is a trophy. It's not a trophy. It's not a trophy. And the fans are too apathetic. They don't want to do what is needed to do to change the football structure. So we could see another 5 years.
Wait, you mean by protesting until they try and get rid of the owner?
Oh, it's not going to happen. So now we're going to think that 100 million down Declan Rice is going to save us. Pochettino's going to save us.
Olichino.
Yeah. Olichino is going to save us. Ten Hag's going to... I don't think there's anybody with a magic wand that's going to save us. There's not one player.
I agree.
It will give us an opportunity to compete. And at the moment, bankers don't want to compete and the owners don't give two hoots. As long as it's a cash cow. Comedy FC. So get prepared, people. Strap in, people. Because Comedy FC is here to stay. We just go through the motions. That's all we can do. We go through the motions. He'll be back on it. We'll be back on Oli Bumbaye. Definitely Bumbaye. I keep telling him that everybody's asking for him. But big up to every one of you, Therapy Army. The film of the week is The Duke. It's a feel-good factor about class warfare and establishment.
Oh, is it on? Is it on at home?
Yeah, The Duke. The Duke. Go and check it out. It's on me.
Wait a second. You gave me a tip last week. What was last week's tip?
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin and Duke. So I've got to see those two.
If you really want to understand everything to hip hop and want to understand how easy to get into the hip hop industry and stuff in America, that is fascinating. It's a fascinating documentary on Kanye West. I know he's split. I know he's like Marmite. Some people like him, some people don't.
Crazy.
On Netflix. So this is the thing for you to do. If you've got a partner out there, take them out for a couple of drinks. If you don't drink, take them out for a nice meal tonight. Maybe if you drink, you take them out for a drink and a meal. Forget about Man United. Don't let Man United ruin your weekend.
Don't forget, let's do the player scores before we get out of here. Let's do the player scores, yeah?
What air fan? Honestly, player scores. Okay, go ahead. David De Gea, how much do you have to do?
6. You didn't have anything to do.
The average 6.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
6.
Wan-Bissaka?
Worst game to bring him in a low block team. No, not today. That's Ralph's first mistake. No,
so you should have changed him at halftime as well. I thought he played okay. I think he played.
You don't play Wan-Bissaka against a low block team.
Yeah. So that was one mistake. Actually, you're right. That is one mistake.
Average 5-6. Average 5-6 for me.
Yeah,
So
I'd give him a 5 as
He
well.
gets a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll agree on that.
Tell us
Give us your scores, people. Give us your scores. Yep. Right. So I remember. What about Lindelof?
I thought 6.5. They did well.
Yeah. I think positionally he was always there. He was always in a good place. So I give him a 6.5 here.
Same for Varane. Didn't do
Varane,
too
6.5 as well. Yeah. He looked solid. He didn't look as shaky as he did against Atletico, but I think he looked all right. Tellers?
Was wasteful at times.
Yeah.
So 5.5. Average.
Just below average. Okay. All right. Should we go on to midfield or should we go?
Let's go midfield.
Matic.
I'm giving him an 8.
I'm giving him a 7.5.
I'll give him an 8, mate.
No, he's not an 8. 7.5. 7.5 for me.
He's higher towards the end.
What do you give him? Wait. What do you give him? Wait, what did you give him?
7.57. We didn't win a game, did we?
All right, okay, so Pogba.
An 8.
I think I give Pogba a 6.5, slightly better than average. I give him.
Yeah, about 6.
He was one of the better players, not our best player. 6.5. Yeah, what are you saying? Elanga gets an 8 for me. He gets an 8.
Okay, 7. I give him a 7.
I'll give him about 7.5, man.
Yeah, 7.5. Matic.
Yeah, actually, 7.5 is actually fair. Yeah, I go with 7.5 as well.
Bruno 6.
Wait, what are you giving him? What are you giving Elanga?
7.5. 7 for me.
Okay. All right. Where are we at now? Bruno?
Bruno,
6.
6
Very
for me.
wasteful. Still very wasteful.
Wasteful.
Still not setting people up. Still not putting an accurate ball in on someone's head. Always been in a position to do it, but never quite giving it. So I'm giving him a 6.
Fred is also a 6 for me. Fred's always.
Fred did enough.
Him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, 6. Okay, so wait, where are we at now? So we're
Ronaldo.
I give him a
6.
I give him a 6.
Yeah.
6.
Because he showed his age today for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What are you giving him, Ronaldo? What are you giving Ronaldo?
Because that's it. To me, that's 5.5 for me. 5.5 to 6. Can you give for the fans? For the fans today. It's just comedy FC, mate. To me, the fans get 4. Get a 4, mate. Fans get a 4.
I weren't there, so I won't know.
Yeah, fans get a 4 from me because they're apathetic. So I'm always going to be hard on them. They only think about they want to burn Joe Glazer. No, get the banners out. Get the banners out. I don't want you to think wishing somebody death on them. I want them to get the banners out. That's what I want.
But I know it. But look, deep down, I don't think the fans actually think they can achieve that. I don't think
they got to try. They got to try. They got to try.
They think getting rid of the manager, they can do that, but getting rid of the owners, I don't think they subconsciously feel.
They got to try, mate. Sack the board, mate. Sack the board. Sack the board on the owners. Get out. Get out of our club. Ralph, how much are you giving Ralph today? Well, he put them on the pitch. I give Ralph a 6 today. 3, we created 3 chances.
6.5. I give him a 6.5 because it was a better team than average. His selection wasn't as average as it normally is. It was a better selection today.
Right.
But like I said, it was wrong on with Warren Wan-Bissaka not playing Dallo or changing him half time. It was wrong not to make the Sancho substitution at half time.
You know what? I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. I walk
what are you saying,
anyway. It's certain things. I walk out.
I just said 6.5.
Sure, when he come on, it's just a 5.
What are you giving Ralph Nuruddin?
So who? Ralph, a 5.
Oh,
to me, 6.5. 6.5 I give Ralph. There we go. You got them out on the pitch. You picked the team that we all wanted to see. They just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. But to me, the second half, the attacks was not sustained enough. They weren't. Lackadaisical FC. Passing the ball too slow again. Nothing years. In the 10 years I've been there, Man United still play the same football. Managers change. No identity, no discipline, no sustain, banging on the door. No, none of that. So, guys, I've got to go and help my neighbour. Peace, love, light. Last week, I said to you, Charlie Chaplin documentary. Fantastic. This week's tip is the Duke to make you laugh. It'll teach you a little bit about class warfare in this country. So go and check that out. And the Kanye documentary on Netflix. That's decent as well.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, you can catch Irfan. Irfan's internet's moving like Man United goals today. Goal scoring. Irfan's internet is moving like Man United's internet. Man United's football team today. So that's where we go. Big up, Tom. You can find Tom Journalist 1 on Twitter. On your way out, please smash a like on the video.
Come on, guys.
Love, light, Glazers out, bankers out. You can
Always
pause the structure from what you see on the pitch. The structure of the club and what you see on the pitch go together like bread and butter. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. Glazers out, bankers out, therapy army. Peace.
Peace, guys.
The world needs peace. The world needs peace. We're just sick of the selective outrage. Wars everywhere. We value every human being. Every human being. Every life is precious. We value every human being. We don't just get selective about a few. Who to support and who not to support. You can catch Irfan Rainey on Twitter, politics, Instagram for the music. That's where you can find him. But big up to every one of you. Every one of you. Yes, RIP Jamal Edwards as well. What a pioneer. What a great young man. What an amazing visionary. We already said that. We pay more tributes to him, man. Love, respect, love, light. Everybody, bankers out, Glazers out. Peace, love, light. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Irfan. Irfan, I'll give you a call later. Rashid might be about, but I'll give you a call later. Peace. Take care, people. Take care. It's been a pleasure. Nice one, Tom.